Let's dive into the amount of staff being dismissed from the NHS. So, in the year 24 to 25, 7,000 staff have been dismissed from the NHS for being incompetent, underperforming, etc., etc. Which is fantastic news because if you're not doing your job properly, you keep getting it wrong, you're incompetent, you should go. Like any job. In the private sector, you'd be dismissed. How they've hung on for jobs for so long in the NHS, I don't know. And they're still going. Anyone that is flagged up and their work is questioned, they will be watched and dismissed if it continues. Now, this is up from 23 in previous years where only 4,000 were dismissed. And it's going up and up right now because Wes Streeting has put his foot down and he said zero tolerance for incompetence. That should go for him as well. But anyway, let's move on from that. So what the big problem is in the NHS is managers are also getting fired for incompetence, but they're just moving to other trusts. So the problem is just moving from one to the other. So the NHS is never going to run smoothly while the managers are incompetent at doing their jobs as well. I believe, obviously, my belief is that nurses and doctors should be the first for incompetence to go because they are the ones actually face to face with the patients dealing with life and death. But we should not leave out the managers. If they're incompetent, they're underperforming, they're not doing their job properly, they're slacking, whatever they're doing, fire them. The NHS shouldn't be any different to anywhere else. And while we're on the figures chart, yes, we have got in the private sector, they are between 2 and 3% of firing for incompetence. But the reason they're higher than the NHS is because the private sector are no nonsense. They are private, they are meant to be super high standard. And the minute they clock incompetence or not able to do your job, same thing but different words, then you're fired, you're gone, end of. Out. No excuses, no nothing, you're out. Whereas the NHS will carry on for a few months, put more patients at risk, and then they will fire. And that is only because there's a big crackdown going on at the moment. My view on all of this is it's fantastic news and I hope it continues. But I am pretty damn sure that the figure for incompetence amongst nurses, doctors, consultants, whatever you want in the NHS is a lot higher than 7,000. So let's weed all the rest out because there is some very bad apples in the NHS and the good nurses and doctors who do fantastic jobs are picking up their slack and they are exhausting themselves because they are covering the backs of the incompetent ones. Let this be the start of getting rid of all those bad apples in the NHS, including managers.